at a young age, I always thought it was very fascinating that when you input some programs into your computer, you could see how that one thing in your computer could move. And after a while, we implemented this into real life, for example with Arduino, where we had these robots, and when you coded them, the robots would move by themselves. And you could have your own solutions to these problems. For example, I could drive my robot from the green dot to the red dot, then I could do that in like 5 ways, or maybe even more creative ways. So it's very interesting to see how you would think, and also see how everybody else would program it so that they could make a better and more inventive route to the finish line. Which is one of the reasons why I thought coding was just really intriguing and fun overall. So I learned a lot of the basic logics and syntax of coding from the Nuts Institute, and I use this in 3 ways in my life. So the first one being how in our school there are many clubs that are centered around programming and problem solving. And secondly, I used the logic that I learned from a lot of these basic or even complicated programming skills on math, and how I also used these logic skills on just solving problems in life in general. So first of all, in school we have many clubs such as the Game Developer Club, or also we have competitions such as the robotics competition, which we also have a robotics club in our school for. So here I used the programming logic that I learned from Nuts Institute onto my programs in these factors, which helped me become a better programmer and made me excel in these clubs. Secondly, I began to look at problems in different ways in math. For example, you might know that 2 plus 2 equals 4, and 2 times 2 is also equals to 4. So here we can see how that 2 different operations and 2 different equations still lead up to the same answer. And third, programming helped me look at the solution of a problem in a different way. So I can see how, for example, I have a problem. There are many ways you can tackle this problem, and there are many solutions to it, just like how when I'm routing a robot, and there's many routes I can take to get to the final destination. So Nuts Institute has many of these courses that go on for 1 semester, and they all involve coding, and they're all really interactive. For example, microbits here. We have our little robots that we get to program and create and build, and also program at the same time. And after that, at the end of the semester, we get to show off our robots and show off our skills and show off what we learned. So this is really interactive, especially in these interactive classrooms where the teacher, it's just a great learning environment, because the teacher can just come up to you, he can help you with questions. If you have problems, you can ask him, and you're also working in an environment with your friends, so you feel very comfortable. And at the end of the year, you can just show off your robot, you can show what programs you learned, and overall you can be very proud about what you made. So to everybody who hasn't started coding, it is something that may look hard on the outside, but in reality it is just problem solving and you finding a solution to this problem. For example, like going over a finish line, driving a robot, or maybe just programming it to do something else, like picking up blocks, or putting down blocks, pushing around blocks, and so on. When I started coding at Arduino in the Nuts Institute, I really thought it looked really hard, because when I saw the Arduino boards, I always compared them to the real semiconductor boards, and I always thought that, wow, this has to be really hard for somebody to figure this out. But after a while, I realized that plugging in the little wires was really fun, and overall, there's nothing really to be scared of, because if you look at the code and when you type it out, you can really just imagine it in the block form. When each line, if you imagine each line as a block, then you can imagine each operation as a block, and overall it'll be very satisfying to finish. And when you have a finished product, it's just really satisfying to see what you've created, what you've invented yourself, and once you finish, well, that's that. It's just simple overall. So there's nothing to be scared of. I really recommend it. I was scared when I was your age too, so now you know.
什么会选择核果？那个原因就是因为第一个就是核果在我们学校，我们的孩子很多就是在实验中学嘛。那核果的地点是在关心路，首先离我们也很近，也很方便。那我们之前很多学长学姐他们都在核果上课，那他们的反馈也非常的正面，所以呢，我们也有很多口碑和那个推荐是从核果这边来的。那另外一个，后来我们孩子上课之后呢，也发现核果的课程设置非常全面，从小学一直到高中，整个体系的课程都非常的完整。所以我们孩子从蛮小的时候就从核果这边得到这个程式方面的学习，像是小时候学那个 microbit， 还有Arduino， 然后也学习跟乐高相关的一些软体的课程。那一直到后面也有这个 Java， 包括AP Computer Science 这些，所以相当于我们从1年级到12年级都有一个很完整的学习。还有一个选择核果的原因，是因为核果的老师，很多都是清大和交大的资工系的团队。那么我们也觉得，有这样的老师来教学，无论是从程式方面的知识，那还有那个英文，和中文，英文特别是英文方面的这个老师的能力，我们都能够得到一个比较有保证的一个教育的一个素质。我觉得学习程式是一个对孩子非常重要的现阶段的能力，因为实际上，当然学习任何一个教育的那个目的，其实重要的是培养孩子的逻辑能力。那我们觉得程式是一个很好的培养逻辑孩子的逻辑思考能力的一个方式，因为它里面强调很多就是程式本身，它需要孩子进行对一个就程式本身需要孩子对一个问题的分析解决的能力，然后对很多数据的分析能力，从小时候的那些比较图像化的一些程式，到后来比较数字化或者是比较抽象的一个能力，它一步一步的能够带领孩子，就是从小的问题到大的问题，从具象的到抽象的问题去解决，而且这样的能力我们觉得也可以应用在语言学习，还有其他的科学学习，它都是一脉相承的。那之后未来其实孩子在迎接未来的挑战的时候，他们不但需要解决问题的能力，也需要逻辑思考的能力，这些都可以从小从这个学习程式方面得到培养。